again, the first episode since the start of the Euros. So we're only going to be talking about one thing. Well, two things specifically. England and Wales have played their first games of the tournament. If you're watching on YouTube, you already see there is only three of us. Unfortunately, Nave, we all live busy work-life schedules. Well, some of us do. Nave's got a busy week. So we wanted to get a little episode in before the second round games of the group stage. So it's just me, Tez, Jack, and Pash in today. Two Welshmen and one Englishman. So because of that, we're going to go straight in and talk about Wales versus Switzerland.
What a mad first round it's been. It's not over yet, but a lot of ups and downs. I mean, we got battered, to be fair. I'm just going to say we got fucking battered.
Well, you don't know, 1-1, spoiler, if you haven't watched the highlights yet. You should have fucking done if you're a football fan.
It feels like a win, though, kind of, to me. Like, to take a point away from that game is nothing but good.
I got to be honest, I know we have a bit of banter about the English-Welsh banter. I honestly want Wales to do well, like I do. I just don't want them to do as well as England. But I'm happy for them to do well. Yeah. But I know Welsh want England to get knocked out as early as possible, and then Wales want to do well. That's the difference.
I think there's a mix. There's a mix. You got some fans.
It's not. You're the only Welshman I know who does it, who like kind of wants England to do all right. Because I know every time you say anything good about England, the other two raise their eyebrows like, what's he saying that for? But what I'm getting to is that I was like, rooting for you, and I was like looking forward to the game, not as much as an England game, but proper looking forward to it. And I was really disappointed. I thought the standard of football was very, very poor.
It was very poor.
And I was trying to be like, and I'm not trying to hate, that's why I was leading, but doing that build up before. But I thought first 10 minutes, I was like, fucking hell, this is going to be a good game. But I thought you were playing well, and I was like, this is going to be good fun to watch. And then after that, it was hard to watch.
I think with Wales, it's the quality of players. Obviously, we have got a couple of sort of top tier players, but they are a bit past it. Obviously, Ramsey was a top tier player, not sort of on the level as Bale, but he was a decent player. Bale was elite. And obviously last Euros, they were sort of at the pinnacle of their powers, weren't they? So like if they were one of them, well, mainly Bale, if they had a good game, they could literally grab the whole team by the scruff of the neck and pull us through. And they were, especially Ramsey was sort of, I just didn't see him. I didn't notice he was on the pitch. You could tell he hadn't played much football this season, whether it's through injury or whatever. But did Bale get in the game enough? Not really. I think he was just lacking quality. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement going forward.
Well, I think this is where Robert Page needs to make the changes tomorrow, because I think, as a diehard Welsh fan, there was a load of things that going into tomorrow, which is a must win. If we don't win tomorrow, we've had it. And the thing is, I think Kiefer Moore should start, but we got a tendency that whenever he starts, we play the long ball and it just doesn't work.
Like the FC.
Yeah, literally, like it just doesn't work. There's a couple of players as well. Connor Roberts was poor. Ramsey was poor. Our midfield was non-existent.
We didn't have no midfield. Did we?
Yeah, middle of the park was gone. Although Morrell got the assist, there was a really good ball into Kiefer Moore. He wouldn't be anywhere near my starting 11. There's a couple of things. So tomorrow, I'd like to see Ben Cabango start. Him being left out of the squad as centre half was criminal. And also Danny Ward was phenomenal on Saturday. Without him making a couple of those saves, we definitely would have lost that. So he's starting. Cabango needs to start. I'd play Nico Williams at right back, and I think I would put Ethan Ampadu in the middle next to Joe Allen.
Yeah,
just to try and make that midfield a little bit stronger.
You drop Ramsey.
No, I'd still play him at number 10, but the only problem is that I don't think he will start 2 games in a row for his fitness. So I'd be surprised if he starts tomorrow. So in his place, tomorrow I'd start Harry Wilson on number 10. And then the same 3 forwards then, Bale, James, but yeah, the tactics need to change. So I think Kiefer Moore should still start, but yeah, just make that middle of the park a bit stronger, play out from the back and just try and get the ball forward to him.
Like you said, we need to beat Turkey, don't we? Obviously, we got Italy after that. Italy, you'd be very, very surprised if we got anything from it. Yeah. Turkey is a weird one. You can't tell if they were playing really bad or if Italy was so good in the first game, because Italy were just sort of passing them off the pitch. I think Turkey obviously will be a lot better, and sort of they were just chucking 11 men behind the ball, so they will have a go at us. I think it'll be a decent game. I think it will be a bit more end to end, a bit more balance. But yeah, it's a big one, isn't it?
This is the thing, right? If we don't win tomorrow, Italy, and they're in Rome Sunday, they ain't losing that. Like they ain't losing that. Even though it's against us, as much as it pains me to say, I'd love to go there and even get a point, but I just can't see it happening. Just on that, really quickly, I might be a bit, obviously, because Wales, we've had 2 games in Azerbaijan and 1 in Italy. Where's our home advantage? Scotland have got 2 games in Hampden Park. England have got 2 games in Wembley. How's that happened? I didn't even realise that until this week.
I didn't realise.
I mean, it makes sense if you're hosting games in the group stage that you should be hosting the home nations games. But there was a lot more countries involved. But I actually like Cardiff was probably the biggest omission. Definitely like in the top like 2 or 3 like countries cities that had hosted big games. Obviously Champions League in 2017. So like it was a shock that Cardiff wasn't picked. And that was before COVID hit, and then I think they lost a few more. But yeah, no, I agree, and I had a discussion. I was watching the England game, but it was because UEFA decided I don't know, it was like 60 or something, a year anniversary, and they wanted to put it all across Europe. This one, which I don't think you should ever have done. I think it's so much better when one country hosts it because you get the whole nation behind it, and it's a bit more like passion, and there's like a story behind it.
Yeah.
But this time they decided to have it across loads, and then it got closed down. But I agree.
I don't know what you would think, Pash, but I'd even play it in Hampden Park. I'd even play one of our games in Hampden Park.
Yeah.
Like just a little bit of home soil, like advantage, or to a certain extent. Do you know what I mean? Like at least it's still in the UK. I don't know, man. I just think that's really played against us well. And obviously, Page's lack of experience. It's his first major tournament. I think that really showed on Saturday. But I think if he doesn't make those changes that I think a lot of Welsh fans can clearly see need to happen. And yeah, I don't know. I was hoping we win on Saturday, so we take the pressure off tomorrow, but all the pressure's on tomorrow now.
The good thing, though, is that realistically, you only need 1 win. And you can beat Turkey. They got beaten by a good Italy team, obviously, but Turkey are not like the best team in the world by a long stretch. So
no, I think Swiss are generally a better team than Turkey, aren't they?
So if you beat Turkey, you're very likely you will go through. And yeah, you don't really want to be going to the Italy game having to win. The only thing that is possible is obviously if Italy beat Switzerland, and then they're like guaranteed to go through, and they play a weakened team in the 3rd game. But I still think an Italian weakened team is going to do okay.
Yeah. If you watch the game on the weekend, a draw was a fantastic result for us, just performance-wise, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like that was huge, just getting that goal.
Yeah, it definitely was.
And Bola. I mean,
yeah, he ripped us up.
One of the ones to watch after the first game. I know he's playing at Borussia Mönchengladbach, and I think that I heard the commentary say that he came through in the 2016 Euros, and he was like a young star, and he broke through, and then he hasn't really done it after that. But now, if he plays like this for the rest of the tournament, or at least in the next 2 group stage games, other clubs are definitely.
Looks a handful, doesn't it?
I know.
Yeah, all game, whenever he touched the ball and was running at your defense. I know
exactly. Every time he picked it up, man, I was like, "Oh no, here we go."
Mm.
That's where Danny Ward came in as well, and he made some top saves.
Well, that's the thing with Page, and I do think he's out of his depth, and I think what's happened with Giggs can't be good for the squad. Like, no matter
it's lingering, isn't it?
But he got 2 big calls right. Moore scored, and Danny Ward had a hell of a game. So you have to give him credit for that.
Yeah. He did say after, though, that Kiefer Moore was always going to start that game. He said there was obviously some talk about it before, but he said he knew that he was always going to start Kiefer Moore. So, which is good to know. But yeah, tomorrow, I mean, maybe the false 9 will come back that we tried in the friendlies, which again didn't work. But I don't know whether he's going to bottle it and try that again or not.
I suppose
also, by the way, Hungary just scored.
Did they? Oh
no, it's offside. Sorry, okay. I got the game on.
I suppose when we do we are lacking sort of quality compared to a lot of the teams. I suppose the target man is always just a safe bet, isn't it? It always gives you a chance. Like on the weekend, gave us a chance, gave us a goal. and you can't really knock that.
I would still start him tomorrow. It's just the way that we're getting the ball to him needs to change.
It's a problem. The quality to get the ball to him is not there.
We
There's
have to get it to him.
so many like you want to say route one, but like if it's a ball that goes to the player, it's good football. But like so many like lob passes that were just nowhere near,
just
nowhere near, and it was just giving the ball back, and it was hard to watch a lot of the time.
That's why I'd like to see Harry Wilson, because he's an attacking foot. I think Ramsey's just weirdly playing a bit deeper now, which I don't really know why, but he played very deep on Saturday, so there was no connection between the front three, and I think Page made a big mistake in taking Dan James off as well.
Yeah, interesting as well. He looked very upset
because he was the most threatening guy on the pitch all game. So, yeah, some things for tomorrow, but I'm nervous, to be honest. But I'm confident that we are going to win. Upper Reds.
Yes, and
yes,
sorry.
Yes.
I was going to say, like I said, hopefully Wales beat Turkey, and then they can get best third place, or maybe even sneak second place. So England.
Look at that smile.
It's coming.
You can sing it if you want, but you can sing it if you want.
The moment everyone's tuned in for, but they had a bit more of a fortunate first game.
First 20 minutes or so was like I was watching. I was like, oh, okay. You guys putting the pressure on. You guys were bringing the football.
Folding it the post.
Folded it the post, and it's like first attack. That would have been mad if
literally less than 5 minutes in. I think
it was inside of the post as well, because it hit. Like, it's unfortunate that didn't go off the inside of the post, hit the back of the keeper, and actually go in. I know it's counted as is, but first 20 minutes was electric, wasn't it? I don't know if it was Wembley. I know you guys have usually got quite bad form on the first games of big European tournaments.
It's the first opening game they've won in a major tournament.
No, not of a major, of a Euros.
Of a Euros.
But we're not that shit. But
let's get us.
Look, let's talk about. I think obviously 1-1-0. I think the lineup was big. So the big decisions, obviously, Mings playing centre back, Walker playing right back, Trippier playing.
Yeah, such a weird one.
That's still a bit weird.
Left back. I was gonna try and just quickly say what the big decisions were, but there was like 6 big decisions. Yeah. then you had Phillips in the middle, and then
who was man of the match?
And then you had Sterling as well. So
I was going to say 2 of those big decisions that were 2 of your arguably best players. I thought Mings was brilliant as well.
Yeah,
they really held their own that game. And Calvin Phillips, like, he literally just had the whole midfield in a headlock. Have you seen that meme of Brooklyn Nine-Nine with Terry Crews has got them all like wrapped up? Yeah. Like, he just had them, bro. It was quality.
To be fair, I haven't watched him that much throughout the season, but watch him like for full 90 minutes there. I didn't know he was that good. I don't know if he was just playing out of his skin. I think he had a good game, but he was making things happen, wasn't he? Even in the first 10 minutes when he caught that volley and he hit it sweep at the goalkeeper, shows you in form.
He played amazing, and I wasn't surprised that he was starting. A lot of people were. I wasn't, because of just based off the friendlies. I really thought Henderson was just unfit. So to me, he was going to play, and he played in a lot of friendlies as well. The issue was before, I feel like when he's playing the friendlies, it wasn't like a very attacking system, and this wasn't super attacking, but he was allowed the freedom to freely like move and attack, which he doesn't play for Leeds. But Southgate's obviously seen him in training and thought he can play his position. And he was like, my brother said this, right? It's probably the best performance from an England player in an international tournament he's seen. That's the last few years. And I'm not trying to gas up, but when you think about England players in the big games, and look, we're playing against a Croatia team who have seen better days, but it's a group stage, first game, and he's coming in his first ever major tournament, and he's just he's taken the game by the scruff of his neck. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's not done it in a friendly against the second team for Brazil or something. He's actually like done it in the Euros. And he played amazing, and I hope he carries it on.
The Yorkshire Pirlo, bro.
I know. I'm going off in Yorkshire this week, and I'm for the second game, and I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of Phillips shirts knocking about, and I'll be there for it. But on top of that, I think Walker had a howler of a game,
he
like a
wasn't his
howler.
normal self, was he?
There was one point where they did a long ball. Foden's absolutely plucked it out the air with a gracious touch, and then he passes it to Walker. Walker just kicks it out, and you just say like, "Come on, man!"
He gave away the ball at least 3 times. He's just kicked it out.
But I also. Yeah, he did. But then
that's the first half. That's the first half.
No, but then Croatia wasn't attacking that much either. They didn't really offer anything going forward, did they? So I think he did get away with it. I can't remember really.
Oh yeah, that's my concern though. Sorry, cut across. That's my concern is when we play against better teams, is that he's going to do that and they're going to make the most of it.
Yeah.
And then we had Trippier, obviously, and I really like Trippier, but I would much have preferred him at right back.
You got 2 left backs on the bench.
Well, no, we didn't.
Well, I mean, in the squad.
I know, but like that was a massive, like, you're looking, you know, when the squad got announced and you're looking at the lineup and you're trying to get over the fucking lineup and you're like, you know, I'm going to the shop to get a stronger fucking drink, like, and then I see who's actually not on the bench as well, which I don't think's been talked about too much because we won, but Champions League winner Chilwell from a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, Maguire and Sancho not even on the bench.
That was a bit mad, wasn't it?
I would have started Sancho personally, but obviously Sterling got the goal. But yeah, again, Phillips, man, like he had such a good half, and then he topped it off with that assist into Sterling. He did well to finish that, though, Sterling as well, to be fair, because he was up against it and the defenders. But I mean, I expected them to win that, to be honest. Like I thought the Croatian would give them a decent game, but I still thought they would have won it.
Yeah, no, I think look, Sterling as well. I think we might have given Sterling a stick on the podcast before. I know Pash's view on him, and I share it a lot with this season. He's not been good enough this season, and he also gives away the ball. He also misses a lot of chances, and I got to be honest, I thought he had a good game. He wasn't man of the match. UEFA gave him man of the match. Phillips was man of the match. Sterling still was probably our second best player, but like in the first half, it's like opportunities where Sterling's through on goal. He's on his left side. I know he's not left-footed.
He won't pull the trigger, will he?
Hit this, and he tries to turn back like into the defender, and it's just like.
Yeah,
and he does that a lot.
Yeah,
and it's so hard to watch.
I think that's the difference with like Rashford. Sterling makes great runs. I don't know whether it's because of the Man City or just the confidence or whatever, but he was making fantastic runs. But the difference with him and Rashford will just take any chance to pull the trigger and have a shot. Might not go in, but he will try and work a goal. But everyone was giving Sterling some shit and didn't want him to start, but he had a good game, did he? He did.
Yeah.
And he shut, you know. Kept the fucking haters be quiet.
Really good game. I think the biggest thing now looking into the next game is what the lineup's going to be.
Yeah, so I was just about to ask you actually.
Jack Grealish didn't even play at all. Which look, we won. And look, to be honest, right? I know I'm joking around about it's coming home. It's an old Croatian team, still tricky. Modric still looks amazing at 35, but old team, they've seen better days. Like we're going to have faced better competition. I still think that we should have won that game more than we did 1-0, and we got lucky that they were just toothless. Scotland are going to sit back with likely to have 5 defenders, especially now because Tini, I think, has been given the all clear to play. So they're not going to be attacking or even offering anything. I think it's going to be harder to play Sterling and those sort of wingers.
Yeah,
so I think we need someone like Grealish who's going to get those free kicks, keep the ball, hold on to it, get the foul or turn. So I think Grealish might start on
I think so.
Friday now.
Yeah, he should.
Pick the lock of the Scotland defence when they're sitting back,
Yeah, and it'd be interesting.
Even Sancho's always the type of player who can sort of, you know, make things happen.
It's mad though, because the fact that Sancho wasn't even on the bench makes me think he's a bit far off from starting.
I don't want to bring it back to United, but there's mad links with him moving to Man United, and I don't know whether that was just something he was just like left him out the squad while things were going on, because it is like legit
super
Fabrizio Romano, like things almost there last couple.
But he still would have been at the stadium. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that maybe they just had a little part to play.
But
yeah, I think the lineup for Scotland. I mean, I'm not even gonna try and guess what it was after this last game. Like we'll just see what comes out. But I think Kane plays better with Grealish as well. We've seen that in the friendlies. He had an awful game. If we hadn't won that game, he'd get ripped more than he already is.
I don't think he got much service. Obviously, he had that chance where there was a great bit of defending by Croatian centre back, where it looked like Kane was guaranteed a goal. He's running back post, and remember when he took a hit on the post.
Yeah.
I think that was just great defending, but I can't remember him getting any service really. Can you?
No, but I think the fact that he was non-existent and it wasn't involved much, it's very like unlike Kane anyway.
Of his quality, yeah.
But because we got the win, it's not really going to be talked about. And I think with someone like Grealish in the team, he'll probably play better. But it's just interesting to see even Kane get substituted when it was only 1-0. I think that showed how out of the game he was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fully back in Scotland on Friday though.
England-Scotland Friday, huge game. Scotland need to win it as well.
I think Scotland could nick a draw. They could if they just set up shop, 11 men behind the ball.
That's fair. You're entitled to your opinion. I honestly though, I wasn't a fan of that. I watched. Did anyone watch? I watched the Scotland game, all of it.
And I watched parts of it,
and they just can't finish. Like, they didn't play badly. They just can't finish, and I don't think they're going to get as many chances against England as they did against Czech Republic.
Shea Adams need to start for him because that Dykes guy, he's been playing well for QPR, wherever he plays for, but he was terrible.
And Shea Adams played well when he came on.
Yeah. Obviously, the predicament with England, isn't it right? If they come top, looks like they'll be playing France, Portugal, maybe Germany.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
3.
I think. Look, we did this in the World Cup. And
I know.
I think we need to play, and this is my concern with the team.
Not worry about it.
This is my concern with like winning the game on just gone. Like, I want to sit here and be like, oh, come on, believe in Southgate. He's the guy. We won that team. That's not our best team, and we won that. So now, what team are we going to play against Scotland? What team are we going to play against Czech Republic? Then when they get in against the top elite teams, we've got to play our best team and like do what we can to win. I think we just got to go in and play, just go in and play the best teams. I don't want to half-ass and like get a draw or lose a game just so we have like easier game, because we're going to face the same teams in the. I don't care. I'd rather like if we're not good enough to beat them in the last 16, we're not be good enough to beat them in the semis.
You don't want to be too scared just to try and sort of
just go for it. And also, if we get to the last 16 and we beat one of those teams, then we can beat anyone.
Yeah, give the confidence.
So you know, like
look at Tez, he's coming home. I know he's been listening to
we might lose, but I'd rather just be like, let's just win. I think we've got a better chance of winning those 3 group stage games, going for it, then going against a top team. We've got more of a chance of beating them than we do like scraping through the group, maybe coming second, winning against like Sweden or something, and then playing a top team. And we're like, oh shit, like we're playing a top team now. Do you know what I mean? I think we just got to go for it.
Yeah. What about you?
Like, we've got so many amazing attackers, world-class players. And just go. Do you know what I mean? Just play.
How is? I know Henderson's actually been pulled out because of a hip injury. I don't know if you guys seen that today.
Yeah.
So he's gone. It's not really a big thing at all, because it looks probably Pickford's probably going to play every match apart from like maybe a freak injury. What's the news on Maguire though? Because obviously it's quite a big one. Is he looking good? Have you read anything about that?
I think they think he might be fit for the game on against Scotland.
I've seen some photos of him in training. Do you reckon bench maybe for Scotland? Bring him on.
Yeah, maybe the fact that he wasn't even on the bench for the first game maybe shows he's not fit. I also don't think we need to. I don't think we need to play him against Scotland.
No,
I think Mings looked good. Obviously, I'm still like, one game doesn't change him, but I think with that defense, I don't think it's going to be that defense. But I think I don't think we need to worry about Scotland attacking wise.
Yeah, I don't think so either. You should win it comfortably, but I'd like to see a good game.
I wouldn't want to risk Maguire against Scotland. That's my point.
You don't want him getting definitely injured.
We're guaranteed. We're basically guaranteed to go through, even if like best third place. So it's just like we're probably going to be in the knockouts now. So just if there's that risk, there's no point really playing him against Scotland.
Yeah, unless they want to get into match fitness.
But if we beat Scotland, then the Czech Republic games could be a dead rubber. Like, we might not mean anything to us, and then we can play Maguire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was our digestion review of Wales. I don't know what I was trying to say then. Digestion review. Digested England and Wales chances after the first game, and then moving into their second game coming up this weekend. We won't be able to record a podcast for a little bit of time now until after the second games, but it'll be good to do a little stars of the group sort of thing, or like the ones who have sort of like Embolo. If Embolo has another good game, you
Mm.
know, players who have really made a name for self,
Stars in the making.
not just focus on England and Wales.
Yeah.
Obviously, hopefully England and Wales go all the way.
And that Schick for the Czech Republic against Scotland because he was class. Goal of the tournament so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. So was it a mistake from the keeper or a great goal?
Yeah, but I think it was a bit of both, but mainly a great goal, I think.
Yeah. I agree. All right,
Hopefully
boys,
more
it's
of
been a
them.
pleasure.
Nice one.
The top 3 podcast today. No, I'm messing. You've been listening to the top 4 podcast. VARguably the best football podcast in the world. Make sure you follow us on all the social media. What are you laughing for?
I don't know.
Don't laugh during my during my outro.
Sorry.
Follow us on all of that. Share, subscribe, show your mum, show your dad, and everything. And boys, it's coming home.
Peace.
Oh, God, again.